If we are getting a breakout here, that is all it matters. But that's an hourly chart. So you have to step back, you have to zoom a bit out. And then Bitcoin shows you these tops which we created recently, it's breaking. So the trend line is arguing that I'm trying to break to the upside. If so, what's the measured move for Bitcoin? How high should Bitcoin go? What should be that target? Can we see a huge change? So now you need to see if Bitcoin is going up, will altcoin market react to it? And if it does, how high is it actually going to react? So now what we are trying to do here is the basic thing. Look at the alt market because it is starting to bounce off. And question is, it's starting to bounce off from where? And possibly how high can it actually go? And it's not just about Ether, it's about the entire altcoin market and different segments. Whether that's gaming, whether that's AI, whether that's smart contracts, you need to have an idea when the market is about to flip. Welcome to the Scientific Investor Family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. When you're looking at the market, you do see opportunities in front of you. We've been going through multiple trades and the market seems to have opportunities in it. Just it's difficult to time it, but once you have some help, it is going to be cool. This is all in the copy trading happening automatically for you. If you wish to jump in there, use the link in the description below and get to ride from Platinum Plus for copy trades. But if you're looking at the real charts, just the charts to execute yourself, this is all that you want. Now, let's jump directly into the video. Let's get straight to it. If we do look at the Bitcoin dominance, we do have the negative divergence, but it's not breaking to the downside. That's a trouble. That means Bitcoin pushing back higher and stealing the show. You still have the Bitcoin dominance showing you the possibility of a negative divergence on an hourly chart, which is good. Because if the hourly is giving you that direction, chances are it's going to happen soon. Because the macro, you're already at a fake out level. Now on the Ether, you're watching the momentum is coming back into the buying side. That is great. Now let's look at the different side of the equation, which is say AI. Why it's a different side? AI segment did really well earlier in this cycle. If you do look at them, you can actually see them popping. So throughout 2024, if you rode that asset, it actually went like a 10x first and then another push to the upside. Now, the entire run up for them started back in 2023 and they kept going up. So now the question is, are they about to come back up? When you're on a macro chart, you're looking for the price action, the trend and all. Now, this is the support line in them. The long-term trend line, the short-term trend line, if you look at the short to medium-term trend line here, it kind of shows you we have a rising trend line all the way from November 2022. So here we are, we're about to enter November 2024. So it's been 2 years, and that's still short to medium-term trend line on this asset because the macro trend line goes like this. Or you can call it, it's now forming the long-term trend. So is it about to bounce off? And if it does, how high it may go? Because we have a realized resistance here, and then here, which all gets connected. I mean, we're going back to 2019 and you get to see this, you get to see this, you get to see this, right? It's getting resisted at the same rising trend line. So let's anticipate, okay, this guy is about to bounce and it is going to come back into that range, which means if fetch is about to run back higher, it's going to go close to $5, 4.55. Great. Now look at that asset. Imagine that's happening in front of you. That shows the 1, that shows the 2, that shows the 3. That fits the narrative very well because we saw something here, the 1, the 2, the 3. It seems like the cycle is repeating in itself. So now ask yourself, if that's about to happen here, the ROI in AI seems low. Let's look at another segment within the market. Let's go for Doge. Say that's on the memcoin side of the equation. You go back and you're looking at the trend. Okay, fine. If you know the history of Doge, you already know where we are going with this. Say we'll pick up the long-term chart because without the macro chart and long-term charts, it's going to be hard for you to understand what's happening in an asset on a macro and what you should be expecting in a macro, because otherwise you'll get confused. Let's look at this for a minute. Now look at this. It is so clear that each time you consolidate and then give a break, you go parabolic. So you have the 1, you consolidate a long time, then you go do the wave 2, the wave 3. There has been bombardment of price action, the FOMO. Now look here, you have the 1, which is the wave 1, and you go like boom for the wave 2 and then wave 3. Now keep this in mind. You just did a macro 1, 2, 3 and a macro 1, 2, 3. So 2 times. That's your cyclical wave 1 and wave 2, if that makes sense. So this is the wave 1 on the macro. This is the wave 2 on a macro. You're going for the wave 3. Keep that in mind. Now, remove all those and just focus on this cycle. Because we are here, we can't go back in time. But now you understand which direction we came from and most likely which direction we're going. So the first consolidative phase is about to end here. If the price action breaks through this range, this makes the wave 1 here. You're forming a trend line here. Now, okay, that tool may not be the perfect one to explain. Rather, we would just take a trend line. So you plot it here, you kind of get the idea. We are bouncing. And when wave 1 gets completed and you go for wave 2, it should look something like this. And that's all-time highs just in wave 2. And then you have wave 3. So it is going to be a big one. That means gaming has a lot of room in it. It didn't go up much, and that's how it usually does. The wave 1 looks small, choppy, consolidative, but then it end up going to the other direction. Fine. Now, take smart contracts, say a large cap, pick up Cardano. We all know people who made a big pot of money from Cardano. We already gone through that. But that's back in 2020, 2021, where you had the wave 1 and wave 2. Fine. So this is your consolidative range. This is your break from wave 1. Now you look at this. This time it's been choppier, way more choppier than what we saw back in 2020. But you can imagine this is the wave 1. You're going through that. You haven't started the wave 2 yet. You're still waiting for a breakout. So if you are looking at an option where you had been before and you want to see a breakout, this is that segment. But you'll have to go to a micro cap or medium cap in the same industry. So you jump in to Starjay. So when you do look at this asset, what do you see? You have a macro trend line, which may look like a resistance, or it is a resistance. Great. So to reach there, what you may do, you can actually do a 1, can actually do a 2, and then a 3. Right? That's it. Yeah. But still you have another 10x coming in inside an asset which hasn't actually been very bullish. Now it's showing you it may actually go for wave 2. So picking up an asset is going to be hard because you have thousands of them right here in front of you. You'll have to go find assets which are showing you it may actually run higher. See, when you actually go through this, you're trying to find something. If you're in there for the macro, you're trying to look for those, whether they can actually give you something, right? So now, say for example, we take those. You want to look at the macro. Now, all of those were short-term trades, but the question here is, so when you do enter into something, can it be a macro ride as well? Because it does seem like it. When you are looking at this asset, you're like, okay, fine, that asset is showing great potential, and any breakout there can lead to a great run to the upside. So on a micro, you may get some correction, but use it for the macro run to the upside. If you want help to break these charts down for you, be in the Scientific Investor family, use the link in the description below. If you want to do a one-on-one session to discuss about your portfolio, use the same. So guys, if you haven't smashed the like button, I request you to do that, please. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.